Day 2 guys.
Kita ngapain bang?
Training baru kita fun dive.
Oke. Hari ini kita melaut lagi?
Melaut lagi, sikat.
Selamat pagi guys. Hari ini kita akan memulai free dive training di Pulau Pramuka. Yang windy.
Yang mau ikutan gimana caranya?
Yang mau ikutan bisa langsung cek ke website freedivingsociety.com atau cek ke Instagram freediving_society.
Nanti diajarin sama kakak Niki.
Ada kakak Samsung,
Kakak Samsung.
kakak Doko,
Hai, aku Doko.
ada abang Nicholas.
Abang Nicholas di sana jauh bang.
Hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Ada eye glistening, no I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, honestly you know it. Me onto the street like I did, so I could show it. You're golden, honestly you know it. Me onto the mezzanine just so that I could show it. You're golden, hey, you're golden. You're golden, you're golden, golden. You're golden, yeah, you're golden. You know it, yeah, you're golden, golden.
Bang ini tetap sibuk dengan laptopnya.
Pengen lihat hasil hari ini.
Honestly, you know it. Me into the street where I did, so I could show you. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me into the golden.
Prepare go home. I'm coming home.
Hai, sekarang saya sudah bersama Nikita, Nicholas, dan juga Bapak Jhon.
Belum juga Pak.
Jadi kita mau ngobrol mengenai free diving dan juga underwater fotografi, tips and tricksnya bagaimana. Jadi pertama aku mau nanya sama Nikita dulu nih, karena guruku yang pertama kali aku hubungi waktu free diving, belajar free diving. Udah berapa lama free diving?
Aku free dive udah kurang lebih 4 tahun.
Kan motret-motret juga ya?
Iya motret, sebenarnya aku motret nggak bukan hobi dari kecil, motret karena tuntutan murid-murid aja pengen difoto di bawah air. Dan aku belajar motret juga awalnya dari Nicholas juga guru aku, terus dia ngajarin gimana caranya motret di bawah air, maksudnya pose free dive sama pose waktu kita scuba kan beda.
Iya.
Jadi aku belajar sedikit sama Nicholas tentang underwater fotografi, baru aku ternyata sekarang banyak yang lebih senior masuk jadi murid, jadi aku lepas kamera aku yang jadi model aja.
Tapi pertama kali mulai free dive dulu, jadi
Free dive.
baru pegang kameranya.
Pegang kamera tuh setelah Nicholas waktu itu pergi, so I start taking picture when you leave Indonesia because I need to take picture of my students, so I don't have any photographer in my class, so I have to I need the camera to take a picture of my student, and then I start learning about taking pictures.
Okay, now I'm asking the Nicholas. So, how long you've been doing the free diving?
So I was holding my breath since I don't remember. So I heard stories from my mother before I remember that I was holding my breath underwater.
You mean
Oh.
in the tummy?
That for sure. But officially, the first year that I really started diving is I was 9, and I got my first underwater camera. I started taking pictures underwater, holding my breath, when I was 9. Okay, it was terrible. The pictures were terrible, the camera was terrible, the dive was terrible. But I was 9, it was okay. So my motivation for freediving was always pictures. So this is what drove me to dive more, dive deeper, train more. And eventually I reached the point where the camera was part also of my teaching, because I became a freediving instructor. And I was taking pictures of my students. My students were very happy, and I could use the camera, give feedback to the students so the students could see their dives. So it became also a tool in my teaching. So at this point, approximately I met Nikita, and then here in Indonesia, I discovered a completely new aspect of taking pictures while freediving. So for the first time, we introduced the fun dive after the training. So back in Europe, just train and then get out, maybe take a couple of pictures while training. Here, the process of taking pictures after training was like a complete, very important part of the training on itself. So I was impressed because the first time I was in Jakarta, like after like 2-3 training sessions with the diving society Nikita told me, okay, I need to buy a camera. I said, do I have a camera? No, but you're going to leave, and what am I going to do without a camera? And then more and more people got involved with taking pictures while freediving. Now it's like a really big community here. Jhon, Samsul, Andrew, everybody is taking pictures while freediving. Martha's taking pictures soon. So it's growing. It's a growing thing.
So and then what is it? The first time you bring the camera, what kind of camera is like?
My first camera was a Minolta Weathermatic. So it was a waterproof camera that had like 110 film, so like a set. And it was really funny because I had to take pictures and then send the film to Athens with the boat and wait 15 days for the film to come back developed.
Wow. So we will know the age of Nicholas.
300 years old.
Okay, now what camera do you use?
Now I use Olympus, a mirrorless. It's a very compact package, so I can have the lens behind a 4-inch port, which makes it very easy to dive with. So my PB with the camera is 46 meters. I can really dive with the camera. So it makes it very easy. So it's not a big sensor, but the lens is one of the good wide-angle lenses, the 8mm, and behind the 4-inch port, it's pretty sharp all the way to the end. So sometimes where the conditions of lighting are not good, I empty the big sensors, but you cannot have it all. No.
Sekarang ke kakak Jhon. Jhon sudah berapa lama belajar underwater fotografi kakak?
Ya, jadi kalau profesional fotografinya itu baru start 2018 ya. Sebelumnya masih pakai GoPro, compact, ya gitu. Nah sebenarnya Nicholasnya juga termasuk ini juga sih apa? You remember when the first time you go to the freediving to take shot? I remember. Yeah. I come to the pools with 2-stroke, right? 2-stroke and the huge reach of the camera, and then Nicholas just said, just try the simple one. So just, what do you mean simple one? Don't use the any to the white, right? Yeah. So from that day, just remember, from the day I start to learn how to maintain the color without the stroke and without any artificial light to help you out for taking picture. So I start studying the white balance and everything, and Nicholas just can try to compensate the light with the white balance, and then after that,
The rest is history.
yeah,
Okay, can I add here that because of Jhon, I had to step up my editing game because we went together take pictures, and then I would edit my pictures, and then Nikita would send me a picture of Jhon. "Ah, look how Jhon edited his pictures." And then again, I had to go all over again.
When you told him about freediving photography, he improved a lot.
Yes,
he
but
learned a
if
lot.
I knew that would end up being having to work out, then I wouldn't have taught him.
His picture become nice, and we need to, to make the same level of.
Jadi gua pertama kali itu sempat Nicholas sampaikan gua bawa strobe 2 biji gede semuanya seperti package mau diving, mau scuba, gua pakai itu untuk nge-shoot mereka. Nah waktu itu gua belum belajar freediving, belum belajar apa-apa, jadi ya coba bawa rig yang segede itu kayak simple. Jadi Nicholas banyak kasih tahu gua kalau coba pakai simple one lebih easy to dive ya. Dan habis itu ya sudah nggak pakai strobe, nggak pakai ini, ya kadang-kadang pakai video wide, ya di compact aja juga suasana. Tapi ya itu akhirnya, dan itu belum sertifikat ya waktu itu ya, belum. Ada cerita lucunya sih sebenarnya. Jadi ada project kebetulan try to get photo of freediver and video, ya waktu itu aktif. And then I shoot with scuba dive. I shoot freediver dengan scuba. Jadi, and then it's about 2 hours going up and going down, up and down. It's very bad for scuba, right? So at that day, at nights, just remember my head's very headache, like pusing banget gitu. And then I tell Nikita, what happened? My head's so dizzy. Because sometimes, okay, gue kasih tahu, kalau freediving, lu enak, lu bisa ngikutin. Kalau for videographer atau photographer, lu bisa ngikutin mereka mau atas mau ke bawah, aman. Kalau lu tahu tekniknya. Kalau scuba, lu ngikutin naik dan turun ke atas, lama-lama pusing. Deko. Oke, don't do that. Nah, gue waktu itu ngalamin experience itu, dan sometimes even with photographer, untuk fotografi pun lebih enak untuk freediving. Karena you can communicate in your face, right? You want to do, I want to do this and do that.
I remember one time we were training in the pool, so he was taking pictures while he's holding his breath. So he can hold his breath for like 2.5 minutes. And then he went down taking picture, and then he come up, and then he talked to me, Nikita, do this. And then he just realized, I can talk to my models.
Yeah.
Because usually he went down with the scuba diving and he cannot communicate. So then he went back.
Ada pengalaman buruk juga sama Samsul. Nikita, I say when I'm using scuba dive, taking a day picture, I say like only with the hand signature 5 meters only, 5 meters. And then I don't know, sometimes when I say 5 meters, they don't know the 5 meters, they still good. And then sometimes I have to follow them to the 10 meters or 7 meters, so like, oh my god. You know, my dive com gue udah bunyinya error. Yeah, from that day, I talked to Nikita, so Nikita kayaknya gue harus ngambil ini. Nikita, come on, let's join us. Ya udah kayak gini lah sekarang. Disuruh scuba sekarang malah males. Tapi taking photo with freediving dengan kamera besar itu punya challenge-nya yang luar biasa sih. Jadi mungkin
saya
Martha bisa menjelaskan.
Surplus a lot.
Okay, you have tips right for beginner photographer.
For me.
Yeah.
For me, the first tip is balance and the stability. So what's missing in freediving compared to scuba is you cannot adjust your buoyancy exactly where you want to take the picture. So you don't have that luxury, you cannot just adjust your degree. So for me the most important thing is slow down and become stable. And that happens when you are starting to feel balance. So the problem usually is that we struggle to get into position, and that burns a lot of oxygen, and that creates the air to breathe. And unfortunately, when the oxygen level drops and the CO2 level rise, we cannot think very clearly. So you cannot frame well, you don't really see what's in the viewfinder, so you miss all the details. So if you just hold and just take a couple of seconds to relax, then everything becomes more clear. So for me, this is the first thing to do. Just get down and just hold on to something and just relax. Don't struggle to stay down. The second thing is you need to know your camera well, dry. So don't try to go down there, holding your breath, and at the same time try to adjust white balance. Just don't
Because you
work.
waste your time. Waste your time, waste your breath.
So it's good if you do these things in the surface, go down, take a couple of things, you come back to the surface. When you're at the surface, you're breathing, you have time, you have to do things. And this is one good thing about the digital cameras now. With the raw files, they can give you a lot of versatility in editing. So one thing that I don't think is just freediving, underwater photography generally, that cameras don't really understand underwater. So in their libraries, they don't have underwater pictures, so the camera doesn't really understand what's shooting. So we have to tell the camera what's shooting. This is one of the problems. So I hope in the future we're going to have cameras that already have underwater libraries, and you set the camera underwater, then the camera will know that this is fish, this is the ocean, this is coral, this is a person, that does the camera a little better. But for now, we have to tell the camera. So it's a good idea to know your camera well, so you can set it well before you go down. And against my advice, and against what Jhon is doing, have a small rig when you want to freedive. So, a 10-inch sport is not a good idea.
Just huge and heavy.
Kecuali pakai smartphone kayak jauh lebih gampang.
Iya. Sekarang pakai smartphone banyak.
Okay, your housing. This is the first time that I've seen a housing that can really take underwater pictures at wide angle. You can shoot raw. It's really for the first time, because usually I've seen a lot of housings for phones, but they have no wide angle, so it was just useless underwater. So this is the first one I've seen. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So
It's much more easier for me beginner.
It opens also a new chapter for a lot more people to get involved in photography.
Terus aku mau nanya, pernah ketemu pengalaman motret yang paling susah nggak Kak Jhon?
Oh, banyak. Freediving atau scuba?
Both lah.
Both. Jadi ini pengalaman buruk dan sebenarnya, tapi ya misalkan, so I have experience near that experience. Yes.
Experience.
Tapi jadi waktu itu perjalanan ke diving di Labuan Bajo. Waktu itu memang kita datang ke site itu memang agak telat, seharusnya di sana itu jam 1 maksimum sudah berada di location. So we camped out about 3 p.m. and then the flow of the current start changing. Karena perubahan current, tapi kita nyelamnya itu di posisi yang salah. Nah, waktu itu kita hanya ingin foto, mau take foto, karena itu batu bolong itu site-nya sangat eksotik, tapi memang banyak pelat korban. Nah, cuman pada saat itu kita cuman, so we have two that guy, the one that came from Indonesia, the other one from the Italy. The Italian guy tells to stop, do not, just wait. If you want to go dive, just wait for 30 minutes before the current changing. But the Indonesian guy say like, no, we have to dive right now. So there's the two different opinions about what time we have to dive, but the problem is we don't have enough time to go dive, so we have to dive right now. So we forget the safety and everything, just we could dive there because there's already 3 p.m. on the day. We only 5 minutes in the bottom. Maybe it's 24 meters And after that, the current start changing in the bottom, and it pushed me away from the bottom of the current. But the problem is we can touch the coral, right? We can touch
Nothing to touch,
There's
just
nothing to
coral.
touch. Just coral. So there's a lot of foreign diver down there. So sometimes when we touch something, they will like, don't touch. Sometimes they like trying to speak in underwater, but we won't able to touch everything. But at the day, everyone touched the coral. because
It's the coral, nothing.
touch the coral, trying to holding the current, trying to stay low because it's very dangerous when you 20 meters just suddenly go up to the surface is very dangerous because the current is very strong. So I'm using my dive rig. This is about 10 kilograms at the surface. It's very heavy. I'm using the floating arm and the strobe too. And yeah, the same like a photographer common use. But at that day, when you become the underwater photographer, you don't carry your own life. The one thing only carries is only the camera. So I just like trying to holding with my hand, and then the other one trying to hold the camera. It's very hard, and then after that, trying to reach at the surface between I don't know 50 meters. Then after that, the current's still strong, and my gauge is very low air, and I just like Bismillah, just release everything, and just the current pushed me.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. The current pushed me is about 200 away from the dive spot. So lucky me, when I come up to the surface, beside me is already the boat near me. Just like, what happened? Is it okay? Is it good then? I said like, oh sorry. Because we only 5 minutes in bottom and we have to struggle.
Yeah.
But actually, only we have 200 bar, right? Time is for 5 minutes. It's only like 20 bar.
What about you, Nicholas? Do you have any bad experience when you're taking pictures?
Everything.
My worst experience in freediving was the mermaid search. So I had to take pictures of the contestants. So they were diving and I had to take pictures. But I had like 1 nanosecond to take a picture because this is how much they stayed underwater.
Yeah.
So they did the deck dive and then they went up.
Oh, it's same like net TV.
Okay.
Like that shoot net TV.
So I was like, so some of the mermaids were experienced, they would go down, stay, hold the pose, make my life easy. But there were some who were diving for the first time in their life. So they decided that it was a good idea to go in a professional photo shoot, and that would be their first experience underwater. So they just tried to go down, they didn't know how to dive, they didn't know how to breathe. And then they just panicked and went to the surface. So they had like really 1 nanosecond to manage to catch a picture. So it was a stressful experience because we were like, oh, please, give me the shot.
Same experience like you did.
And a dangerous experience, not for me. So I was filming for the World Championship, and something really bad happened to one of the athletes, and it was a life-threatening situation. And I had to choose to continue filming or stop filming and go to the surface and send the motorized scooter to help. And I swam up. The worst thing is that when I reach the surface and I yelled at the safety team to send the scooter down, they tell me that's already going down.
Damn!
So this is why I said, damn! I should have stayed and filmed, it was like once in a time chance to film that situation like that.
Niki gimana? Niki ada pengalaman?
Pengalaman sih, I don't have any lot of experience of photography. I just taking picture of my student. But when I introduced the camera to my students, they never get out of the water. So if I have like 20 students in the pool, I have to stay until all of them get the right picture. And then after I take picture, how's the picture? Oh, not good. Again. Okay. So I have to stay like
Be there.
hours until to make them satisfied with what they have.
I know that. The first word I learned in Bahasa is satu lagi.
Yes, a lot of students that feel that they are very optimistic, that they can have a very nice picture. So when they start doing the dive, but when see the result, again, one more, and they felt like I can do this. Okay.
Itu lebih penting untuk updating Instagram.
That's the only problem.
Oke, jadi kira-kira tipsnya kalau aku tangkap jadi kayak pertama kita mesti think about safety dulu ya. Jadi safety is like number one. Like when you're doing underwater photography, mesti properly belajar dulu ya mengenai pernafasan, entah scuba atau karena kalau didengar ceritanya kan kayak there's a lot of bad experience like Jhon. Gitu, jadi kayak banyak yang sebenarnya berbahaya, jadi harus belajar dulu yang benar. Jadi safety is number one, and then like Nicholas said, have to master the camera, and then practice for sure. Jadi itu kira-kira mungkin dari kesimpulan dari sini. Ada yang mau disampaikan lagi? Kakak Jhon kayaknya banyak banget yang mau disampaikan.
Mungkin kakak Samsul.
Nah, ya. Jadi kira-kira kayak gitu buat teman-teman yang mungkin mau join ikut belajar freediving bersama kami, bisa cek di link di bawah, bisa cek ke freedivingsociety.com ya. Nah, jangan lupa follow Instagram all of us. Instagram will be here there. Okay. So thank you banget, thank you for today, thank you for the sharing.
Thank you.
Nanti kita ketemu lagi, ngobrol-ngobrol lagi soal underwater photography. Jadi buat teman-teman, thank you for watching dan jangan lupa like, comment, subscribe dan juga share. Bye.
Let's join us!
Freediving Society!
Thank